At the time of writing this, I haven't seen the film, and I'm only speculating, reading the emotions and judging their actions based on my own experience. "See you in another life, when we are both cats," was said to me once by somebody who was hurting. I knew it was significant, but I didn't know the reference until afterwards. Good luck with your struggle.
Hello again.
Hello again.
Idea. Let's start over.
A man approaches her with an offer. A new chance. Sins forgiven, pain forgotten. She lives for this moment as she feels it's her chance for redemption. She doesn't know how to forgive herself without another person to tell her that she's forgiven. The ability to self-soothe was stolen from her, and this man's attention is giving her reason to feel worthwhile. If she was worthless, he wouldn't be here. And that single inspiration makes him perfect.
I don't talk like that.
She's right across the room and she's burning a hole in my back right now.
Red dress, strappy shoes.
That's right.
I think she is the saddest girl to ever hold a martini.
Being amused by the distraction, she looks at somebody else who is sad and she begins to feel empathy. She thinks, no, she isn't the saddest girl. As she begins to remember the buried emotions of shame and guilt, the pain is unbearable. It takes everything she has, but she squashes the feelings of low self-esteem to the back of her mind. She wants to tell him who she really is, but she can't. He wouldn't understand. Nobody can. He persists. He wants to know everything about her, and she partially relents, expressing a fraction of her desire to escape from the cycle of torment that she lives in, and a way of doing so.
Are you okay?
No.
No?
No.
Wait, what's wrong? Is it me? Is it me?
I'll tell you later.
No, tell me now.
I'll tell you
If
later.
something's wrong, please tell me now.
tell
Everything.
you
Let's talk about it
I'll
all
tell you
right now.
later.
Let's just talk
I'll
about
tell you
everything. Let's
later.
get it all out. Say everything now. Let's just
David,
say everything. Say everything now. Now.
I'll tell you in another life when we are both cats.
Cats are instinctual. They don't second guess. They don't regret. They don't think about the future. They only exist as one with nature. But humans know that 5,000 years of companionship has also given them the intrinsic ability to love. For her, becoming a feline is preferable to struggling to manage the intensity of what she feels all the time. But in saying in another life, she also expresses that she herself must undergo her own journey first. She knows that she is not yet ready for the opportunity that he and the universe has presented her. Not yet worthy. But she wouldn't decline gracefully. That requires an act of consciousness, and to make these feelings conscious would be too painful to bear. She will self-sabotage and find a reason not to embrace the change. This single sentence is, in my opinion, a key insight into the psyche that a person with borderline personality disorder has to deal with.
That is the greatest thing that I've ever heard. That's hilarious. That you said that. See, you said that. You said that. See, that is what I love about you.
He says it's the greatest thing that he's ever heard, and she's flattered to think that for one brief moment she might be able to drop her guard and feel self-love. She has an inkling that she might not be as irredeemable as she thinks. Somebody strong enough can bundle up all the hurt and throw it away forever. The joy cuts through her personality and hits the trauma in her heart, and she cries in relief. Finally. We find them in a dream. In the film it's his dream, but for the person struggling with borderline personality disorder, this dream represents their unconscious, where objects become manifestations and metaphors. A vision of their unconscious world that they take refuge in. She looks around and she's happy here. She reaches out unafraid to embrace the light at the end of the tunnel. There seems to be an angelic figure present with her at this level, or is it part of herself? Perhaps it could be the frozen child that is waiting for release, that didn't ask to be put away in this place by somebody else when she was very young.
Look at us. I'm frozen and you're dead. And I love you.
It's a problem.
I love you has always been missing. He is an image, frozen and stored in her memory for eternity. But memory is subjective and imprecise. When she hears dead, she associates the feeling of death as a reference to her prison of constant emotional shifting. Like a house built on sand, eventually it will slip away. Nothing lasts forever, not even in here.
I lost you when I got in that car. I'm sorry. Do you remember what you told me once? That every passing minute is another chance to turn it all around.
Again, we see that she longs for another chance with the people that she feels so intensely for, to make amends and maybe even forgive herself.
I'll find you again.
She says goodbye because there is no other choice. It may take a day, a week, a month, a year, or another life, but she wants him, or the qualities that he represents. Here, she doesn't know that he isn't real. She only knows that this moment of feeling complete is one that she lost long ago. But we are deep in her unconscious, and this is many layers down from the surface reality that we all must share together. Soon the illusion will be gone, and abandonment will dominate.
I'll see you in another life, when we are both cats.
He affirms everything good about her one last time before committing himself to her promise. He falls into the abyss of time, but remember that this is her unconscious and he is a part of her. Some part of her wants to take the leap into the unknown. She takes one last moment to look around in this place of serenity before waking up. Becoming conscious once more and having to face the unending cycle of pain that comes from living each moment alone in a sea without a life jacket. It was never real. On the journey back to consciousness, every moment that affected her becomes real again, lived in the blink of an eye. But the core feelings of guilt and shame persist and never go away. They come flooding back, to be made manifest in whomever she sees. Having met and held perfection in her imagination, who could ever live up to it? And who could convince her that a fleeting moment of feeling secure was never real? Reality crumbles, and it must be discarded. The self must be preserved, and everybody who stands in the way must be torn apart, because they can never be trusted to protect a dying flame. For the person with borderline personality disorder, this was always the inevitable outcome, and a fate that they have unconsciously consigned themselves to since the beginning. They are trapped at the point between thought and action. Because they cannot control their thoughts, they cannot control their actions. If time in the universe is circular, then maybe they can find peace. Maybe next time will be different.
Open your eyes.